In today's session, we will learn fundamental of data analytics. We will divide the entire video in 4 parts to understand 4 critical steps to start data analytics in Excel. First, data transformation. The second, data understanding with descriptive statistics. Third, data analysis as per the questions asked. And fourth, storytelling through visualizations and reporting. A global toy company is selling its toys across different markets. Is it multiple SKUs, say bus, trains, cars? And we have to analyze its sales performance across different geographies. And for that, we were given 3 years of sales data. Data transformation is a process in which you transform the data from a format given to you to a format that you need for analysis. So what all we did, the first thing, we cleaned the data. Second thing, we looked at the data type error and we control that. Third thing, we looked at the duplicate or blank data and we removed that data for the ease of calculation. And the final step is that we enrich the data with more information which was perennially not there.
Continue to part 2 for data understanding.
If you're watching this far, that means you're serious about learning fundamentals of data analysis. So, to get regular update on tricks and tips of data analytics using Excel, please subscribe to Data Bicep. Now that we have cleaned the data, it's time to run few basic descriptive analytics so that we understand how is the data distributed. Since the sales value and price are two most important numbers, let's find out how these numbers are distributed. That means we will try to understand what is the average price or volume or sales, what is the maximum or minimum price for the product, is there any outlier because of some data mismatch or because of some data error. Now, in order to do that, we will use standard statistical Excel package. If you see that your data analysis package is not appearing here, then you need to install the data analytics package in your Excel. And that's very easy. And I have a link above to show you how you can do that. Now let's get back to the analysis. So what you have to do, you just have to click the data analysis package, click the descriptive statistics, click OK. All you have to do, you have to select the column. And for us, it's going to be the price each. Okay. I see we have a level in the first row. You have to click the summary statistics and then click OK. What it does, it creates the basic data distribution of price. And we see the mean is very close to median. So we must be having a pretty homogeneous distribution. Our standard error is not that big. So I think we do not have any outlier here. The data quality looks reasonably well. Now let's try to do the same thing for the sales. Go back to the sheet, go to the top, then click the data analysis again. Okay, what you have to do is select the sales column from here, control shift down arrow, select sales, you have a level first row and copy the new sheet, click OK, and this gives the quality of sales. Now here it's pretty interesting. You see, his mean is pretty close to median, but we have a pretty big standard error. So it means there could be few outliers in the data, and that we need to check. But before we check, let's do one thing. Let's copy this guy beside our price so that we have all information in one page. Now what we will do, we will try to look at the outliers using Box and Whiskers. And in order to do that, let's go to the main sheet, go to the top, select sales. Now go to insert, and here this diagram you're seeing, click it, and you will have a diagram called Box and Whiskers. Click it. Let's copy it to clean sheet. Now, this is a very important diagram to understand because you would see that most of your sales informations are within this zone, but you have few data points which are way outside your regular sales zone. So this means these data are outliers and our data set has outliers. So typically what happens if your data set has outliers, it try to distort your analysis unless you take good care of that. Now we see that our sales data has outlier. And as we said, that we need to really understand where the outliers are. we need to do certain further investigation. And in order to do that, let's try to add one more column to this box and whisker chart. For that, you can go to chart design, select data, click edit the horizontal axis, select product line, click OK, click OK. Now this gives a very interesting picture of our data set. It seems that our vintage car and motorcycle has a lot of outliers, and that calls for even further investigation. So let's do one thing. Let's try to add a year slicer to find out that is outlier for a particular year or it has always been the case. For that, you go back to your original data and you have order date, but you do not have any year. So we need to create one column called year. So let's insert one column, rename it to year, and then write a function that's year of the order date. We need to format it a bit. Let's format it as a number. Okay. And we see the year number has come out. Now what we will do, we will insert a slicer. I'm inserting a slicer for year. Now the slicer has come up. Let's copy and paste it here. Now let's see whether the outlier distribution changes in different years. Let's see what is the data for 2003. Since 2003 outliers are not that much, the data is pretty clean. Was for 2004. It seems a lot of outliers in 2004. And this gives an indication towards a business. It can either be a data entry issue or it can be a genuine business problem. And that we would find out during our analysis phase. And let's look the same data for 2005. 2005 seems pretty decent. It has few outliers, but it's okay, manageable. So what we can conclude that our 2004 data has a lot of outliers. That necessarily does not mean that we have a bad data, but it may be a business case. It may be a data entry issue, or it may be a real business scenario. All what we have to do, we have to remember that our data has outlier and our outlier has a pattern during our analysis and presentation phase. Now let's go to the next step in answering the original questions that were asked.
Continue to part 3 for data analysis. Please like, share, subscribe Data Bicep.